You're watching the Action Film Writer Series.
Day for Night, written by Angela Crosato, Robert Tobin, Matthew Meadath, and Katarzyna Kochany. Interior, Golden Years Retirement Home for Superheroes. Day. Solario, an elderly man with a drooping golden cape and permanently tanned skin, walks beside Vicky, a large black nurse, down a sterile-looking hall. It is Solario's first day at Golden Years, and he's not happy about it. Solario. You know, I'm solar-powered. My body doesn't hold a charge like it used to. I need my solar power bed. Vicky. Mr. Solario, you mean your tanning bed? If you're worried about getting pasty white, you shouldn't. Solario. My name is not Mr. Solario. It's Solario. Just Solario. Solario tries to pull his cape around him with a flourish. It gets tangled in his legs. Vicky and Solario round the corner of the hall and stand in the doorway to the dining room. Sitting at various tables are former superheroes of all ages. Interior dining room day. Vicky. You might remember Mr. Discman, capable of throwing any object, any distance. Take your head clean off. An old man in a wheelchair wearing a red unitard struggles to pick up a plate and toss it like a discus. It falls to the floor at his feet. Solario stares, horrified at the failure. Vicky. He's taken to throwing the corningware, so take heed. Solario and Vicky walk towards a dining table. Mysteria, an elderly woman in a black catsuit with a jet black Cleopatra wig and overdone lipstick, approaches, petting a large cat on her shoulder. That's Miss Mysteria. She was a force back in her day, able to confuse the men's and the women's, get any kind of information out of them. A real glamour puss. Now it's just her that's confused. Mysteria. Say, Vicky, have you seen my cat? Vicky. Right there, dear, on your shoulder. Vicky and Solario arrive at a table where Solario's nemesis, the infamous British Knight, sits alone eating stewed prunes. Solario sits down with a grunt, unaware at first. I got a complaint. I'm bloody sick of tripping over Wonder Woman's invisible walker. You tell that bird to knock it off or someone's going to break a hip. Vicky. Mr. Solario, this is Mr. Night. I've told you 100 times, don't call me Mr. Night. I'm a knight of the night. My superhuman strength comes out at night. Solario. I remember you. You were an import. Couldn't even make it in your own country. Night. You sound like a kid's toy. Superhero my ass. Night. I remember you too, Solario. And your name sounds like an erectile dysfunction medication. Solario frowns, staring at Night. Night stares back at him. Night. What the hell are you looking at, you leather-faced old boot? Solario. I was trying to remember why we hated each other so much. Night. Ah, I knew it. You've gone senile. You can't even remember what we... Well, there's that time we... Solario nods slowly. Night turns to Memory Girl, a still beautiful old woman with flowing white hair of extraordinary length and a superhero uniform with a picture of a brain on her sagging, braless old bosom. Night. Memory Girl will know. Her brain holds the history of the world's memories. Why do solar panel breath here and I hate each other? Memory Girl stares from Solario back to Night. Memory Girl. I can't remember where my bra is. I think Kleptoman stole it. Night. Maybe it's time for a nap, Mema dear. Do you remember where your room is? Memory Girl looks indignant. Of course I remember where I think I need a nap. She struggles to her feet and wanders off. After a few feet, Vicky intercepts her and gently leads her off. Solario. She really thinks Kleptoman stole her underwear? Night. Old chap steals everything around here. Sells it at flea markets. Being a superhero doesn't pay much, even less at our age. Try finding a phone booth to change into anymore. Solario. Or health insurance. Try explaining to a 20-year-old insurance company nurse that you're from the planet Treplokios and that your lungs are supposed to be in your right leg beneath your 3 spleens. Look, I can't remember why you and I were enemies, and I'm not sure it matters anymore, does it? The dining room door flies open with a loud bang. Villainous music comes out of nowhere. All the superheroes gasp. Discman's dentures fall out. Mysteria farts. Dastardly Dr. Delirium, dressed in his signature purple leisure suit, enters the room with his hideous sidekick, Ick. Dr. Delirium. Well, 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 if it isn't the ARP superhero convention. Ick laughs, then starts to cough uncontrollably. He takes a hit from his inhaler. I'm good. Solario. Dastardly Dr. Delirium. Dr. Delirium walks over to Memory Girl and touches her cheek with his purple gloved finger, causing her to blush. Dr. Delirium. Beautiful as ever, Memory Girl. Ick makes some strange approving sounds of Delirium's advance to Memory Girl. Villainous music plays again. The superheroes all look around. Night-night. How does he do that? Dr. Delirium. Silence. In my possession is something that ensures utter, pure, devastating victory on our end. Dare you ask to know? Dare you seek that knowledge? Dare you? Night-night. Enough of the dramatics. Show us, and then get the hell out of our dining room. The superheroes mumble in agreement. Discman readies a plate, only to have his hand grasped by Vicky. Dr. Delirium. Fine. Don't say I didn't warn you, super losers. Dr. Delirium waves his hand frantically. Nothing happens. He waves them again, even more furiously. Nothing happens. Dr. Delirium. It worked on the way over here. Ick scrambles behind the door and pulls out an object covered in cloth. Dr. Delirium waves his hands once again as Ick throws the cloth-covered object in front of him. Dr. Delirium. Ha! Be prepared for your doom! Dr. Delirium removes the cloth. The superheroes gasp. Villainous music sounds, causing the superheroes to look around. Night-night. Seriously, how does he do that? Memory Girl. It's... Vicky, unimpressed. It's a shuffleboard cue. Dr. Overdramatic here represents the Golden Age Villains Retirement Home, which is challenging you to their yearly shuffleboard match. Dr. Delirium and Solario lock eyes. It's a stare down. In the background, Discman keeps trying to throw a plate. Dr. Delirium. Ready to embrace your inner loser, Solarium? Solario. It's Solario. And if you think you can win, you really are delirious. Dr. Delirium. Oh, look, the sun is going down. I guess you're about to turn in. Night-night. Night-night is visibly annoyed at the remark. The sun really is going down as seen through the window. Solario breaks into a sweat, becoming pale, his energy waning. Discman still keeps trying to throw the plate. Solario. His name is Knight of the Night. Night-night. You remembered my name. Solario. Delirium, I will beat you. Night-night. I can't stay mad at you, Solario. As the sun sets, Solario visibly loses his strength. Dr. Delirium watches this spectacle with evil satisfaction. Dr. Delirium. Oh, will you? You and what army? This man's attempt to throw a plate is finally successful. The plate cuts across the room, ripping the shuffleboard cue out of Dr. Delirium's hand, sending it crashing through Night-Night's stewed prunes and into the hand of Night-Night. In a moment of reconciliation, he hands the cue to Solario, who in turn uses it as a crutch, leaning heavily on it. Night-Night. This army. This time you'll have to take both of us, day and night. Turning to Solario. I mean, if you don't mind, not to presume. Solario. No, it's fine. Night-night. I wasn't sure if you'd want to team up. Solario. I can see why you'd think that, but really, I'm good. We've worked together a long time. Night-night. I'll respect your work. Solario. The feeling is mutual. Dr. Delirium. Well, isn't this nice? I'm feeling all warm and fuzzy. Solario starts to faint. Night-night, gaining strength from the darkness, hoists Solario over his shoulder, cue in hand, leaving the dining room as a team. Enemies no more. Dr. Delirium. This isn't over, Solemio. Not by a long shot.